Let's continue our Super Bowl motif with a man who normally would not be associated with the big game, the endurance athlete icon, Mr. Bob Babbitt. Bob, welcome back to the KUSI airwaves.
Paul, it's always a pleasure, brother. How you doing?
Let's just review for those living in a cave somewhere. Here's just a quick look at Bob's resume, and this is just the first 5 items I saw. Bob has done more for the endurance sport industry than anybody alive. He's also an accomplished radio host. And the purpose of his visit today is that bottom item. He is the executive producer of a documentary called We Are Triathletes. Bob, let's pick up the conversation right there.
Sure.
This project was it took time. Making movies requires
a lot of money. A lot of money and a lot of time.
So when your funding is such that you have to kind of...
Yes.
What was supposed to be a one-year project became...
It became a multi-year project. Actually, the Yan Feng, who's from China, fell in love with the idea of doing a documentary on triathlon and connected him with an event called Challenge Roth, which I felt was a great event, but people didn't know enough about it. It's in a little town in Bavaria called Roth, Germany. 24,000 people live in the city. And it's a full 2.4-mile swim, 112-mile bike, 26.2-mile run. But there's 250,000 people on race course that day.
In endurance sports, it's one of the majors.
It is.
It's one of the major
Ironman's #1, Roth is
So
#2.
basically, you followed 6 athletes as they tried to...
As they trained for the event. Gave their backstories. Miranda Carfrae, 3-time Ironman world champion. Luke McKenzie, 8-time Ironman champion. Rudy Garcia-Tolson from our CAF, who's a double above-knee amputee.
So it takes a while to get it done.
Yes.
But when it's done, it's a hit.
The largest grossing triathlon film in history. 19,000 tickets sold around the world, 275 theaters, 6 different countries. It's been phenomenal.
So when you have a hit in the theaters, the next thing is to capitalize on the DVD deal.
Absolutely.
But if I want to sell a lot of DVDs and I want to get the word out to a lot of people, how would I do that?
I think you would probably try to figure out the most important day in sports television in the country, which might be the Super Bowl.
Which brings us to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
You have a 30-second spot.
Who doesn't? Don't you have one?
No, I don't.
We all do.
Let's roll Bob's. The name of the spot is?
We Are Triathletes.
We Are Triathletes.
Here's our promo.
This is the clip. 30 seconds.
Did you set a goal in your life? And if you think about that goal every day, whether it be 5, 10 years down the road, knowing that each day will get you closer to that goal, you can do it.
All right, amazing spot, Bob.
Thank you.
But I want you to look at this graphic. This is the timeline of buying spots for the Super Bowl. It started back in 1967. That 40K in today's money is like $300,000. And there's on the milestone. Right now, it costs you more than $5 million to buy a 30-second spot on the Super Bowl. I know you are successful. I know you've invested well. But I don't know. I doubt that you have
$5 million?
You can write a check for $5 million. How are you able to afford a Super Bowl spot?
Well, I looked through my couch and in the cushions, I found about $5 million. No, the reality is I wanted to do something really cool for the launch of the DVD and for the launch of the streaming. And I was talking to a buddy of mine in PR, and he says, "Why don't you buy a Super Bowl ad?" I'm like, "What? A Super Bowl ad's way too expensive." He goes, "Well, it's about $750,000 in New York, $650,000 in LA for a 30-second spot. But if you go to a smaller market like Glendive, Montana, population around 5,000, the 210th market in the U.S.
The smallest, we're looking at Glendive, Montana right now, market 210.
Yes, ADI market number 210.
Population of less than 5,000. The motto is good people surrounded by bad lands. So its #1 tourist attraction is the Dinosaur and Fossil Museum. The mule deer outnumber the human by 10 to 1, but a Super Bowl ad in Glendale, Montana costs
$150.
So it's going to air in Glendale. Glendive, excuse me.
Come on now. Come on.
We take
Glendale from the Chamber of Commerce.
So you're going to go to
Glendive, Montana.
Do people in Glendive, Montana, are they as excited about this as you are?
Oh, absolutely. I hear from all of them.
Let's give it's the CBS affiliate.
KNGTV, something like that. Yes.
We're looking at we'll
figure it out.
We'll have it in a second. But look up JJ, the CBS affiliate in
Glendive, Montana.
So is the TV station excited about getting your ton of money?
They're excited about the $150 for the 30-second spot.
And the purpose of doing this is?
The purpose of doing it is that people, it creates a lot of buzz. I'm here and done a lot of other media around the country about this because we released our Super Bowl early, just like all the big companies. And it creates buzz around what is the greatest sport on the planet. Triathlon is a great sport.
And it
needs to be showcased.
Cash infusion for KXGN. KXGN in Glendive, Montana. Well, is this just part of your grand marketing scheme, or are you doing other things?
Well, we're doing things with our sponsors, VeloFix and Triathlete Magazine. We're doing some really cool stuff leading in and after the Super Bowl. It's a lot of buzz happening, a lot of DVD, a lot of streaming being sold right now.
Are you going to Glendive to make sure it airs?
No. It's cold in Glendive. We're in San Diego. Why the heck would I do that?
But you're going to get proof of airing, and you're going to get a clip of it.
Absolutely.
That's going to be a hoot. Bob, share that with us.
I would totally share that when we get it.
So listen, I've known you for 21 years. You're one of the first stories I did in town was with one of your projects. We've been involved. We've had a back seat and seen your career and what you do. You have changed the lives of so many people. You've earned your ticket into heaven. Like, you can go, you have a 24-hour pass. What motivates you? Why are you constantly looking out for other people like you are?
You know, when you look at an athlete, we have 3,000 grant requests right now for Challenged Athletes Foundation. Last year, we sent out 2,806 grants totaling $4.3 million. You're changing somebody's life. And when you get that, you're reading through somebody's life. And we think of sports as a hobby and something that's great and nice. But the reality is when you read about somebody who lost their vision at the age of 7 and now they were angry and they're upset and they're acting out, then they found baseball for blind people, and it changed their life for the better. It gave them hope. It gave them something to think about and something to look forward to. If you can do that every day, what could be better than that?
Oh. Bob, here's the board. Here's how folks can get the DVD if they're not going to be in Glendive to see the commercial. You got 10 seconds. Sell some DVDs.
We Are Triathletes is one of the classic movies of all time. When you watch that, you're going to want to go do Challenge Roth. You're going to be reaching out to me going, how do I get into that race?
Who are you picking for the Super Bowl?
New England Patriots. How can you pick against those guys?
You're picking the Patriots. Here's what we have cooking tonight on the ASR. Bob, we're all over the place. We're going to begin our Battle of the Fans coverage at Mount Carmel. Folks, Mr. Babbitt must leave the building, but the KUSI News at 6 p.m. is steaming around the bend. We'll see you then.